Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. For those of you that are new around here, my name is Hannah and I'm an author from the southeast of England. My first novel, number 47, came out last July and is a thriller, kind of along the veins of Gone Girl, Girl on a Train, but without girl in the title. So if that's the kind of thing you're into, please do check it out and I'd love to hear what you think. This week's video is a book review. So I did my first book review for The Other People a while ago. Quite enjoyed filming it actually, but I didn't know if I would. So I used to do lots of book reviews on a blog that I used to keep, and then I got really bad at keeping the blog, so I stopped doing book reviews essentially. So I thought I'd give them a go on here. I quite like watching them. I'm still unsure if people really like watching them. I do, but I don't know if people do prefer reading book reviews, so I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you prefer watching them or reading them, or both maybe? Anyway, this week's book review is of Dark and Deepest Red by Anne-Marie Mclemore. I keep accidentally saying Deep and Darkest Red rather than Dark and Deepest Red, so if I say it the wrong way around, it might look like I've not read it, but I have read it, I just keep getting it the wrong way around. So Anne-Marie Mclemore is not massively well known over here in the UK, where I am. This was actually quite hard to get hold of. I had to order it in, and I didn't really realise. So I kind of came across this book when I did my most anticipated books of 2020 video. And I love the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale of the Red Shoes. Actually going to see the ballet. I've never been to the ballet. I don't really do that kind of thing, but I really like the story. So I'm going to see that in April, hopefully. So yeah, I picked this up, ordered it in even, and thought I would give it a go. It is definitely not a genre that I would normally read. I'm quite bad at reading fantasy. I'm not particularly good at reading YA. I don't really like romance. So this is all three of those things that I don't normally really like. But just the way this was written and the way the story was told and just the originality, I really, really enjoyed it actually. I'm definitely tempted to get more of Anne-Marie Mclemore's stuff and just give that more of a go, and maybe she'll be my way in to fantasy and YA. I don't know, maybe. So for those of you that don't know, Dark and Deepest Red is a retelling of Hans Christian Andersen's The Red Shoes, which is a fairy tale, which is based off of what I can kind of gather from some very light research, like a half true, maybe true, slightly hyperbolized story from hundreds of years ago, where they called it the dancing plague. So hundreds of people ended up dancing until they died. So people were dying of exhaustion, of starvation, and they kind of coined it as this like mass hysteria. And this book is based off of that. So it's a retelling, essentially of a retelling, but it's really, really good. It's split slightly strangely, I think. It took me a little while. I understood it quickly, but it took me a while to kind of get into the groove of it. So this is split into two time periods. So you've got Strasbourg in the 1500s, so France, and then the modern day is split again between two characters. So there's a character called Emile, who is from a Romany family. I think it's a family of historians. They're very interested in their heritage, and he's very scientific, so that's quite a nice interesting relationship between him and his family, because he feels a little bit like a black sheep, I suppose, coming from the science side rather than history. And the other character in the modern time frame is Rosella. She is from a family of shoemakers. You see where this is all coming together, all shoes. So yeah, it's kind of, the idea is the 1500s storyline is where the plague of dancing, or the dancing plague, originally happened, and then somehow it's being pulled into the modern day through a relationship I don't want to put on here because that will ruin a lot of the storyline, and I don't want to do that because it's really nice. One of my absolute favourite things about Dark and Deepest Red is the way it's written. So Anne-Marie Mclemore's writing style is really nice. It's really poetic. It kind of holds itself up to this like quite almost like a classical prose in some parts. Like it's just very detailed, which I like. I know some people don't. I'm really into quite a lot of detail. It's quite floral, the language, which I also quite like. It's just, yeah, it's really nice. It's really captivating. A lot of the sentences I read a few times over. I was like, how did you come up with that sentence? Like, some of it's just really, really beautifully written. And another thing I liked as well is the LGBTQ plus elements in here. So it's not just standard relation or whatever standard means. It's just nice. It's really good to see like a different take on things, and just more people. Just want to read about more people. So that was really refreshing. I guess the ending maybe let this down a little bit. I think I feel like it got quite wrapped up in the prose. It kind of maybe diluted some of the storyline a little bit. So by the end of it ended, and I was a bit like, okay, I suppose that's the end then. Like, there could have been 20 more pages. No, it's just a bit of a washy ending. But I did still really enjoy it. I definitely want to give more of Anna Marie Mclemore stuff a go, and maybe try and branch out into fantasy. I do this maybe every year. I'll try and read fantasy, and I never quite enjoy it. But I did enjoy this, and I definitely recommend this. And I think I would probably give this a 3.5 out of 5. But let me know if you've read it. I guess if you're from the US, you're probably more likely to have read it than if you were in the UK, because it's not too easy to get hold of. But let me know what you thought of it. Really like to hear some other opinions on it, because there aren't that many around. And also, if you have read any more of Anna Marie Mclemore stuff, what would you recommend I read after this one? So yeah, that's it for the review. Definitely recommend it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell icon thingy so you're notified every time I upload. And I will see you next week.